So first of all, we have basically two options on how to uh, apply the balance scorecard in the sustainability domain. Because I mentioned that original um, the original proposal of the balance scorecard has four dimensions, right? We learned about this. So we have financial, customer, and internal processes, learning and growth. And one possibility, as it's written in here, option one, is that you can embed sustainability inside of each of these perspectives or dimensions. That is one possibility. You can do it like this. Or the other possibility is you can keep it the classic approach where you have finance, customer, internal process, learning, and growth not connected to sustainability, general aspects of this, and then you add a fifth dimension of sustainability. These are two possibilities of what you can do. Each option has pros and cons. I think like for option one, the pro is that you are sure that sustainability is embedded in the four dimensions, that everything has a little bit of sustainability, but maybe the downside is that you don't have like a specific metric or specific evaluation just for sustainability that is embedded but is not isolated. And the opposite is here, like maybe you can isolate sustainability and evaluate what happens with that. And then you can also isolate financial aspects, customer aspects that do not have sustainability. You can also do it like that. But maybe the downside is that maybe you won't give enough weight to the sustainability dimension and then you will just prioritize the others. I mean, there are pros and cons on everything. And maybe a third possibility that I don't include in here is why don't we combine both? Why don't we have five dimensions, including sustainability, and also embed sustainability everywhere? I mean, maybe it's a possibility, but maybe it's too much. Like maybe if you already have one dimension and you want to embed sustainability everything else, maybe it's too much. And I think this is also contextual of the type of company and type of industry where you are, because maybe some companies it's hard to it's possible that it's hard to isolate only financial aspects or customer aspects away from sustainability. Like maybe this is a company where sustainability is at the very core. So it's maybe impossible to really remove sustainability from the assessment. That could happen. Or the opposite, like maybe you have a very business oriented, very economic logics company where it's very difficult to embed sustainability into financials. Maybe that is not possible. So there are pros and cons. So you have different options you can choose. It's important that you justify why your proposal is the best. So let's go very quickly through the examples, because here we have the option where we embed sustainability in each of the four dimensions. So you can see the financial aspect. In this row, in this column, we have the perspective. So you always have the four ones. And then the next row, the next column, sorry, is the objective. You need to set a concrete objective. So for example, here we have restore profitable growth and we have an indicator. I told you from the first video of the lecture, like the indicator is the smallest unit of analysis. So it's something very concrete, objective, and measurable. So it's the percentage of gross margin. That percentage of gross margin has to have a target. So it's an increase of 3%. And then that target is linked to an initiative. This initiative has sustainability embedded, so it has something about sustainability. Let's take a look at the same, but with the option two. So we also have restore margin. We have gross margin 3%, but the initiative and the objective are not connected to something ecological. It's just to improve the cost. So very traditional business oriented objective and way of viewing. So that's the difference. Here you have sustainability embedded. You want eco design to cut material use. Here you want lean cost program to reduce cost. So it's two different approaches. And then, I mean, we can see everything in here for the other dimensions and everything here, but let's take a look at the sustainability dimension that is unique from option two. So we don't have anything on sustainability everywhere else except in here, where we have lower material impact and we have percentage certified sustainable fiber to be 60%. And the initiative is to shift to certified suppliers. So you put every aspect of sustainability to be evaluated here. Your goal, your objective, how you will measure it in here, and you do not include it here. So what do you do? How do you justify? Are you aware of opportunities and benefits from and threats and challenges from each option? And what is your suggestion? That is very important that you have to discuss at the end of this small table where you proposed it. So let's talk about the exercise you can do. So here is a little bit of information about a company where it has, here is like a description of what they do. It's a clothing company, a little bit mature. It's in Europe and Africa. And then here it has like some kind of business problems, business challenges. And here it has some sustainability challenges. So we need to maybe prepare a balanced scorecard taking into consideration these things. And what you should do is prepare one of these two, either option one or option two, where you include a few objectives, KPI, targets, initiatives for this company, and maybe just write a final paragraph where you motivate or you justify your proposition. Why did you choose option two over option one or the other way around? Please make sure that you communicate the challenges and the opportunities from using this or the other option. If you need to assume something, like because you don't have a lot of information, like maybe you don't know what's happening with competitors, maybe you are not totally aware of what's happening with the financial situation. I mean, it's just a quick exercise. You can assume things. You can say like now, assuming we are not in a financial crisis, this is what will be the objective. And this is what we will do, or the opposite. Like we're in a financial crisis, we need to prioritize the business oriented. We need to keep sustainability in a isolated dimension. It makes more sense. So you can write your assumptions. So that's it. That's the this lecture on sustainability evaluation. And this is the practice exercise that you should do.